G'day guys. Okay, so I lost some footage. So what I'm showing you here is obviously the finished product. And this is how I made the border. So I'm just doing this in real time for you because I just did a little bit of it. So I just put down 2 strips of double-sided tape. Just used tear tape, that's what I used. And then when I get the... I couldn't get the end up. It was annoying me. But anyway, I got it off the end. And then what I did is I pulled out a stack of different coloured embroidery flosses. I didn't want it, there was no specific pattern that I wanted to create or anything. I just wanted to sort of zigzag across 2 bits of tape to create the colourful border that I've got there. It creates texture, it's vibrant, it's bold, yeah, I love how it turned out. So this is how I did it. This is me doing this in real time. I didn't speed it up because usually, as you know, I have lots and lots of footage and put everything in there, but my camera corrupted and it only allowed me to import. I tried everything I possibly could and I restarted laptops, I restarted the camera, I did everything I possibly could think of, and I just could not salvage the first part of the video, which was so frustrating. You can see here, this is how I did it. There was no measurements. The only thing I measured was the width so that I knew that the border all the way around would be 1 inch. And that's how I did it. Now I do use another color on here just so you can see. This is how I overlapped the colors. There was no rhyme or reason to it. It wasn't in rainbow order or anything like that. It was just to be bright and bold because it's for book week. So this is when my eldest daughter was in I think she was grade 7 this year. And that was in 2012. And this is how simple it is. It's so easy. Your finger gets stuck on it a little bit, but it's okay. It totally just backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. There's no sewing involved, but you get the great look of the embroidery floss, and I loved it. I was really happy with how that turned out. Now, what was I going to say? Actually, I was going to have a look and see while this is still going. This is the easiest layout. I promise you, it is so simple. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, so we are literally 20 subscribers from having the giveaway. Sorry, that seemed like I was really distracted then. I really wasn't. So you can see here, this is how I did the edges. I wasn't sure at this point if that part had been corrupted, but you do get to see that part of it. So you can see that's how I created the border. Super simple, super easy, and anyone could do it. Like your children could do this for you if you wanted. It doesn't have to be a neat, even square. You could make it go in all different, you could do points, you could do anything you like. So this is where the footage, I was able to get the footage from. So this is where I was putting the borders on. Now you can see I'm using art glitter glue, and anyone that uses it knows that you don't need much glue. The reason I went quite heavy with it is because I wanted it to seep through the embroidery floss. That way, over time, it's not going to move. It's going to stay there. So this is what I did to tidy up all the edges and create the border. So I hope you like it. It's something different. It's something super quick. This was actually the third video. The third album. Start again. It was the third layout I was going to do on my live the other day. Jeez. Get my brain to function. Gee whiz. It's been one heck of a day. Jen she lost her shoes this morning. She couldn't find her shoes. She left them at training. So it was a mad scramble to get over and get her shoes from training. and she lost her school jacket as well. So it was a seriously crazy morning. Apologies for that alarm going off. I'm actually trying to get this voiceover done before I pick up the kids from school. So yeah, it was one crazy morning. Doctor's appointments, father-in-law stuff, like it was just crazy. But I knew I had this layout already in my mind and I knew I could do it super quickly. So I thought, you know what? It's a perfect power scrap. That's what we need. I think by Thursday this week, that's what we're going to need. We're going to just need something to get us over the line. And I knew I could do this really quickly. So I'm really ticked off that the first part of the footage corrupted on my camera. I knew something was going to happen with it because a couple of days ago, no, it was about a week ago, it came up and said, make sure you're backing up your footage regularly. And I always only ever do one video and then load it up to my computer. But anyone watching this that does YouTube videos or records videos for anything like that, you'll probably feel my pain. But it's okay. You know what? Things happen and sometimes things just don't go according to plan. So I'm at the point where I'm ready to start doing something with that white bit in the center. Now, these are watercolor brush ink markers. Now, these I got from ALDI last year. The reason I wanted to use these this week specifically is because they are back in ALDI stores in Queensland as of today. So if you want to get yourself some, these things are super duper bright. They are amazing. They're so bright. They're awesome. I did a few layouts with them last year, and to be honest, I just don't reach for them all the time, but they are fantastic and super affordable. They're Creative Place and they're literally watercolor brush ink markers. That's what they're called. And they're so bright and colorful and I absolutely love them. I did do a layout last year that was super, super bright. And I'm actually thinking, I was packing them away after doing this layout. And then I thought, you know what? Seeing as they're on sale, I actually might do a layout on Saturday using the markers as well, because they are really good value. And especially if you want to get into a little bit of mixed media and you don't really know where to go and you're not sure what you'd like to use and or what you'd like to invest in. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually just putting a little bit of the ink on. Normally I would put my liquid color, I would put that on a piece of plastic and then I would do a different technique. But what I decided to do was use one of my stamping blocks and just squeeze a little bit of ink onto it and just tap it off and just to create sort of dots. And I'm just using the cardstock and I'm able to kind of spread it around before it dries pretty quickly. So I didn't want the entire title to be completely covered. That's not what I was after. I wanted to just use the ink block to create blobs, and that's a really good technique. If you have an ink block of any description, if you don't have an ink block, use the top of an ink lid. Use the lid off your spaghetti sauce jar, or go into your Tupperware cupboard and grab a lid of some description. Guaranteed it will do exactly the same thing. You can use an ice cream container, you can cut it down. The ink, the stamping block that I'm using there, it's about not quite a centimetre, it's about 3/4 of a centimetre thick. So it is slightly thicker than my other stamping blocks. That's why I used that one. But I don't use this technique very often. It's pretty rare actually that I even do something like this. But I normally just use the packaging technique or I just put it directly onto it. But I wanted this title to look fun and bold, and I wanted it to stand out a little bit more than the background that I just created with the splatters. So Now those splatters that I did, as you probably noticed, they're nice and tiny. They're neat and tidy, and I put them on there before I put the photo on. So that way you keep all the mess sort of confined. So once you get to this point, you can see where I'm going with it. And because I've got, now I do pull the centerpieces out of all the words. I do pull those out before it dries, because otherwise sometimes what you find, usually more with the ink or with paint, that the little pieces get sort of glued back together and then you don't get a nice crisp line. That's why I pulled them out before they dried, but that was okay. So I did this, and then I moved on and I grabbed the offset that I had cut out for it. So that I just cut this title out on my Cricut, and I used an offset of 0.89 for this one because I wanted the offset to be a little bit larger. Now I could have cut this on black cardstock, wouldn't have been a problem, but I have got a plethora of different things that I can create a bold contrasting background. So it didn't bother me. I just used, in this set you get a black marker, so I just used that, just squeezed it, and as you can see it just flows, like it's so good. And I probably wouldn't recommend giving them to your kids unless you're really, really comfortable with a lot of colorful mess. Like unless you're prepared to do that, because it's ink. It's not, imagine if you pulled out, I'm trying to describe what it's like. It's not like using a distress oxide. Okay, it's not like that at all. It's a liquid ink, so it's a watercolor, water-based ink, but the color, you can add water to it and it just keeps going. It takes a lot to disperse the color and get a lighter shade going with it. So again, this is why I say it's great bang for buck. If you like creating abstract backgrounds, you know, if you like using, or you want to try the packaging technique or something like that, and you don't really know where to start, if you've got an ALDI store near you and you're in Queensland, I don't know if ALDI Australia wide has the same, I'm not sure. If you are, maybe, I don't know, if you're New South Wales, Melbourne, I know I've got some South Australia, I've got some WA. If you guys have got an ALDI, let me know if it's on sale there as well, because if you pop that in the comments below, then other people will be able to see if it's in their area. So I just think that would be awesome, because we all love the high-end products, yes, but we also need to be affordable with some things as well. Now, I was looking, when I bought these last year, I was looking at expanding my repertoire with the mixed media side of things, and I was going to purchase, I think at the time it may have been Vicky Bouton, maybe, or I can't remember, but somebody bought out some watercolor brushes, and I really wanted them, and they were it was the investment, let me tell you. And when these came out, I thought, you know what, it's only like $8 or $9. I'll have a look and see if it's, you know, if I really like it, and if I really like it, then awesome. If not, no harm, no foul. Well, I love these things. And to be honest with you, oh, I'm so sorry. I have considered getting the, I'm trying to think of her name. She's an Australian lady. I can't remember her name. But she may not even be Australian. But she brought out watercolors, and they were watercolors like this, and they are stunning, and I absolutely love it. And I love watching like Diane Reevely, like I love watching the way I don't create the way they do, but I love watching how they do it, and a lot of art journaling and that sort of thing. And last year I was really into that, and I was really very much I really wanted to sort of give it a go, but then I went, no, stick with your scrapbooking, stay in your lane. And I'm glad I did, because scrapbooking is truly where my heart lies. I absolutely love doing this. So, but I wanted to bring this to you today, and I just wanted to say we are doing so well. I'm so impressed. We're up to 1,480 subscribers, and we've only got 20 to go. So hopefully we can hit that 20 mark within the next week, and then we're going to have a cash giveaway. So, and that's for absolutely everybody. And I wanted to promote that while I'm on this video, because it's a really short one and it's quick and straight to the point. And I thought that might be a really good starting point to explain to you guys that I want to have a cash. Basically, it's like a give back to you guys for supporting my channel and allowing me to bring you all my crazy, quirky ideas. And some may not be to your taste. Like, you may not like using what do you call it? Embroidery floss. You may not have any. This stuff that I'm using, I'll tell you now, I actually got it from the $2 shop. Like, it's cheap stuff. Actually, I think, yeah, that's where I got that one from. So they're nice and bright, they're nice and bold. Yeah, you use a little bit of it doing this particular technique, but you know what? It looks amazing. So why not? If you want me to do more layouts like this, just let me know below. And if you're first time viewer of my channel, welcome. We have got an amazing bunch of people. I did do a live the other day, and it did go for quite a considerable amount of time. It is up in the live. Oh, I keep going blank. What is wrong with me? I think I'm flustered because I lost that bit of footage, and it's just thrown me off kilter. It's like, ugh. It's all right. I'll jump back on the wagon. She'll be right. It's okay. It's going to be good. It's going to be okay. So this is pretty much the layout. Now, I do put a little bit of journaling underneath Taylor, purely to explain that we tried that one on and we were going to run with that one, but we ended up going with a different one, of which I've already done a layout, which is her in a witch outfit. So yeah, sorry, that was a play on words. So that was just cheesy. Okay, that is ridiculous. All right, here we go, guys. Here's the close-up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I love the comments and the subscribing, the comments and the feedback. That is the part that I love the most, as well as a like. It takes 2 seconds to just go like, and that helps out my channel a lot. And it allows the algorithm to throw my ideas out there and put my videos out there for other scrapbookers that are looking for something different to watch. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Look at that color. See, and it's not really chunky either. So it's texture without the bulk, which I'm really loving at the moment. Thanks so much for watching. I'll chat to you soon, guys. Bye for now.